my goodness. You must be so emotional about this, are you?
I'm scared to death.
Of course. Well, you would be this emotional if you found out somebody put your twin children up for adoption without you knowing it. Now, that's what happened to our guest today. And they've come here to make a plea, and hopefully somebody out there will know. Somebody out there will call us and help find the twins. It was you that it happened to. This is Joyce and her daughter Cassandra. Joyce, gosh, what a long story. You were in a very abusive relationship. You were about to give birth, and you had the children by yourself at home with a midwife.
I had one of the children.
One of the children, and when one of the children came out, you figured there's another one there.
I started hemorrhaging, and they knew something was wrong.
So did they then take you to the hospital? Yes. My goodness. And then things continued to be pretty bad with you?
Mentally, yes.
So you went away for a while.
I left and left my children with their father.
To start a new life?
To start a new life.
To bring them with you?
I made a terrible mistake leaving my kids.
And while you were away...
He moved.
He moved?
He moved.
And he sent the two older children to a foster home.
Yes.
And what did he do with the twins?
He took the kids to court. He took my parental rights away from the two younger twins. The two older ones were too old. They knew their mother. And he couldn't take my rights away from them. So that's how he managed to get rid of the twins. And he put these two, her and her older brother, in a foster home in New Mexico. Through a lost relative, I found that they were in a foster home, and I went to court, and I got them out of the home.
You did get them.
The
when
judge
they were
refused.
how, Cassandra, do you know how old you were when this happened?
On them finding me?
Yeah, your mother finding you and putting you back?
About 9 or 10.
Okay, how long had you been in the foster home?
3 or 4 years.
By the time you got through all the paperwork and all the lawyers and everything, do you remember the day your father gave you up?
I remember the day that I came home and asked where the twins were, and they said that they were gone. And I said, what do you mean gone? And he said, they won't be back.
And that's what you remember? How difficult for you. Do you remember fixing their bottles?
Yeah.
And
changing them
and doing
giving
all of
their
that?
baths.
Even though you were that young. So that was the end of that? You've never heard from them?
No.
How did you keep the sorrow to yourself, Cassandra?
I just didn't talk about it. I just wondered where they were.
And never mentioned it and never talked about it. Joyce, you say you feel responsible. You were able to get the two older ones back, although that took a lot when you didn't have any money. But what about the twins?
I really feel responsible for them because I should have never left them with their father to begin with. If I hadn't left them, this would have never happened. And
What were
I've
their
lived with it
names?
for the last 20 years.
The names?
Angela Lee and Jeffrey Allen.
Okay, and how old were they when you saw them last?
The last I saw them, they were 14 months old.
14 months. Okay. You say you went to court. Could you go to court to try to get the twins back, or was it impossible?
They said the adoption records were closed. There wasn't no way. We called the courthouse where they were adopted out from. They won't let us know anything.
So all the trying, it didn't work. Now, tragedy came a year later when Wayne was killed in a car accident.
In 1985.
That was your brother.
Yeah.
How old was he when he was killed?
14.
Were you in the car with him when it happened?
Yes.
So you lost the twins, and
I
you
watched my brother die.
And you watched your brother die.
Yeah.
Okay. You are desperate to find the twins. But again, this takes a lot of money, right?
Right. That was always my problem. I never had the finances to find them.
What do you think something like this would cost?
We called a private investigator, $5,000 to start.
$5,000 just to start, not to guarantee finding.
That wasn't guaranteed.
Joyce, aren't you afraid that if you find them, you don't know what they've been told.
Yes.
Aren't you?
I'm scared. If you know, I'm afraid they'll hate me for doing what I did, and I don't blame them. I would too.
Right.
But she has a right to know her siblings.
You want Cassandra to meet the
No matter what the
twins
outcome, she needs to meet them.
and have some kind of relationship. Do you blame Mother for walking out?
No.
You don't? All right.
I sure don't.
Let me ask you a question. What state, did you ever have an idea as to what state they would be in?
No, I'm not sure.
No.
We had a-
1983, we heard that they were in Houston,
in
Texas.
Houston, Texas. That's all we heard.
Okay, so that leaves us with trying to find them. Texas, we know the names. I'm going to take a break, and when you come back, we'll have you make a plate, okay? Okay, we'll be right back. We have the last photos of the twins, right? We're going to take the pictures and computer enhance them. Let's take a look at the picture. Okay, bring out the picture.
My mother was murdered in her home. It was almost like walking into Charles Manson scene. There was blood all over.
At that point, the twins were taken by their father to Puerto Rico.
My search has been very long. It's been a very lonely search. Please help me find my sisters.
Okay, we're sitting here with Joyce and her daughter Cassandra, and they've come to ask our help to look for twins that Joyce's ex-husband actually gave up for adoption. What can we say about them? What's the names again? Look in the camera and give them the names.
The boy's name is Jeffrey Allen, and the girl's name is Angela Lee.
Right, okay. And
They were born on November the 15th of 1978.
right. And in the last we heard of them, they were where?
The last we heard, they were adopted out to a couple in Houston, Texas.
And we have the last photos of the twins, right?
Right.
That you did.
That-
Now, what we do with this, by the way, guys, is, I think we told you, we're going to take the pictures and computer enhance them to see what they would look like now. You sometimes see that on the Missing Children report, where they computer enhance. So, let's take a look at the picture and see if we can't computer enhance them. This is what they would look like now. Okay, there they are. Oh, they're adorable. Okay, bring out the picture. Bring it out. Well, this is Michelle and her twin brother Jeff. Okay, so those are their names. And the only information you had was about your father. So there's your mother, your biological mother, and so you can find out anything you need to know. You said you had tried to find her on the internet. Is that correct? And there was no information at all. Did you always feel like something was missing?
Yeah, there's an empty spot.
Life misses.
Okay. Can I hear what happened to you? You were adopted
We were adopted.
by a good family.
Very good family. Very good family.
That should make you feel terrific. Tell me
When,
about this family.
Well, they raised us up, and as soon as we were old enough, they told us we were adopted.
And you also had other adopted brothers and
We have
sisters?
an adopted sister. She's 16 now. Her name's Ashley, and an adopted brother who's 13, and he's Josh.
Now, you were listening backstage. See, they heard what you were saying. Do you blame your mother for what happened? Having heard the whole story, but you didn't know that that
We
was
didn't.
the story, right?
I didn't know any of this story. I didn't know anything about anything.
I think it would be wonderful to meet the adoptive woman, the woman who adopted the twins, if that's okay. Her name is Marilyn. Marilyn, will you come on out? Marilyn, there's nothing more wonderful than to hear children say, my mom and my dad did a great job. You always wanted them to meet their biological mother or father if that was possible. Right. And at first, the twins didn't want to do it, didn't want to be. Why? What was going through?
Scared,
We were
afraid.
Afraid?
We're afraid of the unknown.
How does your husband feel about it?
Mixed.
Mixed
Yes,
feelings.
mixed feelings.
But you did want to come to meet Joyce. Why?
To tell her thank you.
Oh, thank you.
I think these people have an enormous amount of catching up to do. We have one more surprise for you. You ready, Joyce? Did you know you're a grandmother?
No.
Okay. We're going to have you meet your grandson, Tyler, and your daughter-in-law, Georgia.
Hello, dear. Hello, sweet. Hi, dear. How are you?
Well, isn't that a bit of a surprise? Cassandra, you came here to make a play because you didn't have any relatives. You've got a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and 1 at home and a 4 and a 5 and a 6. How's that for instant family? We'll be right back.
My mother was murdered in her home. It was almost like walking into Charles Manson scene. There was blood all over.
At that point, the twins were taken by their father to Puerto Rico.
My search has been very long. It's been a very lonely search. Please help me find my sisters.
Your mother had how many children?
Altogether 16.
Why do you want to find the twins?
Well, we've always been a family and a close family, but there's just been a part missing, and we'd like to find that part.
I have a question. I think I know they're twins.
Really?
Yeah, because I'm one of them.
Oh, really? Oh, my God.
Around myself, and I guess because of the time I was having problems in my marriage, and my stepfather kind of got coerced by his family that maybe it would be best they would be sent to Puerto Rico. I tried to stay in touch with them, and never any return letters, never anything, and I went on to Florida to go to college, and we just separated, never heard from them again. There's never been a day that has gone by that I don't think
One
about
courage.
them.
Now, you said you've tried.
I've tried.
Lisette, you even
I went to Puerto Rico 2 years ago.
She's contacted several agencies. She went to Puerto Rico to find the twins. This was not a good thing that happened. Why was it so hard in Puerto Rico?
Oh, it was very hard. One, I went there, it was a double thing. I was planning on going anyway, but my father had passed away. And I went to Puerto Rico from the small town that they're from Isabela. And I went with their pictures in my hand of my stepfather also, which I loved dearly. He was a wonderful, wonderful man. And I was showing pictures, and people were very cold, very, it's like, why are you here? Why are you doing this? Why are you looking for these people? And it's like, these are my sisters. And they would pretty much slam the door in my face. When I had got my computer during the holidays, I bought up a directory for Puerto Rico and came across one young lady that was from Isabela, and the first thing I wrote was, please, I need your help. And I wrote her an email, and unfortunately the girl was a student at the University of Puerto Rico. And she says, I'll do my best. I will ask my mom if she knows these girls and hopefully post an ad for you in our stores there. I never heard from her again, and I decided I wasn't going to bother her again, but I continued my search through the computer.
Now, let me cut forward. You're married?
Yes, I'm very happily married.
Do you have children?
Yes, I do.
Unfortunately, you have no family, and your husband has no family.
Right, yes.
They would be the only living relatives you would have, right?
Pretty much so, yes.
What? I want you to look right in this camera. Okay, look in this camera and tell whatever information you have so that anybody, and by the way, we're on in Puerto Rico,
Right, I understand
see
that.
what you can do.
Please. My search has been very long. It's been a very lonely search. My sister's name is Jacqueline and Madeline Rosa, born to a Mr. Juan Rosa. My sisters are my world. They are my family. They have nieces, they have nephews, and they even have great nieces now. I have 3 granddaughters. I plead to the people in Puerto Rico, in the United States, please help me find my sisters.
We'll do everything we can to help you, Lisette. I'm going to move along now to another story. It's not always the sister who's looking. Sometimes we have people who are looking for their sister, which is what? The opposite of what Lisette is going through. Could you, I need some chairs. I want to bring out 2 young ladies who are looking for their sister. This is the opposite, it's the spin. These are twins who are trying to find their family. Lisette, the last time you saw them was July 1974. Can you tell me, ¿qué pasa?
Oh, you know, they just separated us, you know, and stuff, and my father just didn't want us to stay here, and he didn't promise to bring us back. He never did, and everybody, you know, walk apart. We couldn't find nobody. Thought we was alone.
Did you at least have each other?
We found each other recently, too. We just found each other 5 months ago.
Ah, I didn't know this. Did you know there was a Lisette, and did either of you?
But we didn't know what she was. Nobody. What my father told me one time, I told you, I don't know why he didn't want to tell me what she was.
How does it feel to see the twins?
It feels very, very strange.
We'll be right back. Your mother had how many children?
Altogether 16.
Why do you want to find the twins?
Well, we've always been a family, and a close family, but there's just been a part missing, and we'd like to find that part.
I have a question. I think I know they're twins.
Really?
Yeah, because I'm one of them.
Oh, really? Oh, my God.
We have searched very long and very hard, and we have found your sister. No. Sisters, though. This is Donna and her sister Regina. They have been looking for twins for a long time. Tell me what happened to the twins.
My mother was ill after having the twins, and so my aunt took the twins to raise them. But she eventually came down with diabetes real bad and couldn't care for them any longer. So she put them in foster care. And we were really not sure what happened after that. We just know that they were adopted.
Did the aunt give them up? Did the aunt pass away?
No, well, she's deceased now.
Right.
But no, she was just real ill. She was blind.
Okay.
became blind.
And taking care of twins.
Yes,
Now,
ma'am.
your mother had how many children?
Altogether, 16.
Pregnancies.
Can you imagine? How many of the 16 still stay in touch?
There are 8 of us,
Okay, and you're all together except for
except for the twins.
the twins. Why do you want to find the twins?
Well, we've always been a family, and a close family, but there's just been a part missing, and we'd like to find that part.
What do you, I know one sister went to California to do research, right? And found a picture of them when they were 6 years old, okay? And they had lived in foster homes until they were adopted, that we know?
Yes.
Okay, when do you remember seeing them last?
I saw them when they were 2.
And would that have been the last time?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, what other information do you have? Your father was in the Navy.
No, ma'am, it's their father.
Their father was in the Navy, okay. What else would you possibly have for information to help us?
Well, I was there when they were born, and I knew what hospital they were born in.
Do you know the name of the hospital?
Yes, ma'am. It was St. Francis Hospital in San Francisco.
Do you know the girl's name?
Yes, it's Charlene Lynn.
And the boy?
Charles Glenn,
And the city?
San Francisco.
Any birthmarks or anything else?
Yes, the little girl has a strawberry mark on her, I believe it's right below her neck on her shoulder.
Anything else that I've forgotten to ask you?
I don't think so.
Anybody
But
have
they're-
any questions?
They're so different.
Any questions?
I have a question.
Okay. Yes.
I think I know they're twins. Or the twins.
Really?
Yeah, because I'm one of them.
Oh, really? Oh, my God.
Wow. My goodness. By the way, there also is a sister whose name is Lynn, and as happens in these cases, everyone has the right to want to know you or meet you or not meet you. Right. And she chose not to.
Oh.
We had arranged for her to come and be with you today. She told our producer, by the way, she got on the plane and then walked off, and she said that this is not something she wanted to do, that she was doing it for other people, not for herself. So. Glenn, what do you remember about your childhood? Anything?
It's very vague. We were in foster homes. That's about as far back as I can remember. And then we got adopted when I believe we were 7 or 8.
Okay.
And to a great family. My mom and dad raised us like they were the best. And we had no idea what happened to us when we were younger, or we had nothing. We got a little note when we turned 18, something about 2 paragraphs long about our past life, but it didn't contain anything in it.
Didn't have anything in it?
Well, I mean, nothing really. It says I was sick, and that's about basically it. That I was sick when I was born. I was in the hospital for a while.
You found out that you had siblings when your adopted mother passed away. Is that when they told you?
No, I found that out Friday.
Just Friday?
Yeah.
Have you ever been curious about your biological
Well, I pretty much
family?
wanted to find out because I'm getting ready to have a baby here. Well, I'm not. My wife is. In about a week. And I would like to find out something about past history with sicknesses and stuff.
Okay, medical history. All right. Were you shocked to know they were out there looking for you?
Yeah, pretty much. My sister called me on the phone and said somebody called from Florida, and we have brothers and sisters out there. And then she hung up because she couldn't figure out anything else to say.
Okay. How do you feel about the twins? It's good, right? We'll be right back. We have searched very long and very hard, and we have found your sister. With the help of some very special people, we'll talk about that in a minute, we've reunited families with the missing twins they've been looking for. Now, this isn't the first time. A few years ago, we did a show called I Haven't Seen My Twin in 20 Years. And we had a set of twins, Kathy and Christy, who came to us for help in finding their missing siblings. When we started looking for the twins' family, we found one set of twins and an older sister, and another set of twins that the mother had given up for adoption straight from the hospital. And all in all, there were 3 sets of twins born to one mother, and they had all separated from each other. Now, take a look at this unforgettable twin reunion. I understand that you've dedicated your lives to trying to find a birth family.
Yes.
You did not have good lives.
No.
We have searched very long and very hard, and we have found your sister. Big surprises. Do you notice anything unusual?
There's some resemblance.
There's a resemblance, but do you notice anything really unusual? No. They are twins.
Oh my gosh!
Yes, we gotta.
I've thought about it so much over the years, and I never knew anything other than their first names, and so I didn't feel that I had any way to find them.
That's probably
Now-
why you couldn't find us, because we were under different names.
Now, Karen, the first set of twins, told us that there were a lot more kids in the family besides the 4 twins and you.
That's correct.
Would you know about them? Would you know anything about them?
There's my older sister, Donna, who we all grew up with me, and Lisa and Lori, we grew up with her.
Okay.
And we have a brother named Mark. There is also another set of twins.
We're here!
What are the 3 of you feeling?
I just feel wonderful.
Do you? I'm
We have truly been blessed today.
We'd just like to say that you'll never be without a family again.
Oh, God.
95? We couldn't help but keep in touch with those people. A twin set, a twin set, a twin set. And so we spoke to Mary and Ann. They told us all the twins are doing well. She and her twin now live 5 blocks from each other. And Lori and her twin Lisa and Kathy and her twin Chris all live in Missouri. They all live near each other. They're all doing well. They all love each other, and they wanted to thank us for the opportunity we gave them to find each other. We'll be right back.
With all this talk about change.
I was just going to tell, this is Troy Dunn. You remember during the show, I kept saying, don't thank me, don't thank me, don't thank me. We have to thank Troy and Arlene. Troy is the founder of a wonderful organization called International Love Kit. The first thing I want to ask you is, with our first family, it was $5,000. Was that the price that we were asking? Do you have to spend that to find
we didn't
them?
charge you $5,000.
Oh, of course not. No. But
Somebody in my
that's
place
what
made
they
some-
wanted to charge them. So
Well, you know,
that's the first question.
The problem with searching is that there's a lot of people out there who are not really qualified to help you, but they know that it's an important thing to you and that it's hard to put a dollar value on family. And so they'll take advantage of that. And now with the internet, it's even worse. There's websites all over the place I would caution you to be very careful of that claim to help
Very
find
careful
people.
when you give them money.
Yeah, any information about your personal life. If they're not licensed investigators, I would steer very clear of them. You know,
Absolutely.
In the 10 years, almost 10 years, we've been reuniting families together, you and I. And people continue to fall victim to some of those traps out there.
Well, they come up to me, and it's always a sad story.
Yeah.
Who are those good people? Because I've already met the bad
Yeah.
people. So that's it.
You know-
But it shouldn't cost $5,000.
Heavens, no.
No.
A lot of it you could do on your own. You can do some of your own searching. You know, I know there's a thing on your website that actually
Right.
shows people how they can fill out forms and get
If you
information.
go to our website, they have provided the information on how you can do it yourself.
Absolutely.
Do you have anything unusual about finding them? You even found international. I mean, if you want to consider
Puerto Rico
yeah.
absolutely is international, especially when not all of us in the office speak Spanish.
Right,
And it's
right.
a lot of trying to do sign language over the telephone. But one of the things that I think is probably important to point out with some of the experiences these people have had, and I would share this with anybody out there who is still searching, is that it's very rarely, it's not always what it seems. Oftentimes we're afraid to look for somebody in our life because we've been told something that was horrendous, and it
Like
just
him.
isn't true.
He wasn't told anything horrendous, but
Nothing.
yeah, there were people that were
Well, people
afraid,
make
and
the-
you were afraid, right?
Absolutely, and she didn't know that the twins weren't together, and they didn't
Right.
know about her. And I mean, there's so much
Exactly.
tragedy that comes from people making assumptions. I tell everybody, draw no conclusions. Find them, let them tell you, and then make your decision.
All right. Is it harder to find twins than it is a single family member?
Well, it's harder to find twin females because they both at some point may go through a situation where they'll change names, and so now you're not sure which name to look for the other one. And on computers you can't see faces, so the fact that they're twins really doesn't help us find the other one at all.
But that's right. The women are always harder to find than men
They
because
are.
they change their names,
They are.
and so that is something that's
If you're somebody
very
who wants to be
difficult.
found, if you're convinced somebody out there is looking for you, I tell everybody, hyphenate your name. Keep your maiden name and get your married name so that person who's searching, who may not know you're married, can still find you under your old name.
So if you were Cohen Schwartz, you don't drop Cohen.
I wouldn't. Not if you're
Be
not if you're
Cohen
wanting to be
slash
found.
Schwartz,
That's
and
right.
then somebody, if indeed you're looking. Can you reestablish that afterwards?
To establish what?
That your maiden name, can you put your maiden name back in afterwards if you've taken it out?
Oh, absolutely.
You
Absolutely.
can go to
it's
the
just a
Social
document.
Security
Yep,
and
you can go
it's a
back in and add your
document?
name in. It's just a
Okay.
legal process.
What information do we need to find a family member?
I tell people that whatever you have, that's what you need. Too many people will judge on their own. You know, I don't know that I'm qualified to decide whether or not I can do surgery on myself because I don't know what's involved in that.
Right.
But people think they're qualified to decide on their own whether or not they have enough information to search. And I tell you, whatever you have, that's what you need. That's where you start, and you just go for it. If you have a lot of information, then it moves much quicker. If you have very little information, then you do the best you can, piece at a time.
Were
and
these
we'll walk you through
hard?
it.
Were they difficult, this particular?
Well, I don't know. They're all difficult to some extent because
Right.
you never know what you're going to get in the end. I guess what makes it a little easier is to know that hopefully some of them keep track of one another. So when you get a hold of one, they tag you up to the next one. They tag you up to the next one. And that's the exciting thing about finding somebody. Is usually you may only look for one person, but you find an entire family. And a lot of you today were looking for somebody, but whether you know it or not, for the rest of your lives now, you've got a whole new family. And those are just the blessings that come along with the original gift that Sally gave you
Wait,
today.
a whole new family, Troy, plus one. That's all right. We don't mind, do we?
No, well, my wife's actually expecting our 5th one, so I'm all into new family.
When?
October.
Really? Congratulations! Wow! That's a dividend
Isn't that great?
This is the lady who not only manufactured him, but manufactured.
Yeah, that's mom, not wife.
That's right. Oh, yes, thank goodness. She's so young looking. We
I know,
really
everybody
made that.
says that. She's
I
a
didn't
beautiful
make that
woman.
mistake.
Very grateful for her.
We'll take a break. We'll be right back. Find them, and they will find somebody through our website, sallyjr.com. See you next time.
Joyce and Cassandra told us they're happy to have finally been reunited with Michelle and Jeff. Cassandra says that her phone bill is sky high from talking to them all the time. Michelle and Jeff say they feel a major void has been filled in their lives, and they look forward to building a relationship with their newfound family. Lisette, Jacqueline, and Madeline tell us that they're all thrilled that they got the chance to meet again. Lisette says she loves her twin sisters dearly and will always be there for them. Jacqueline and Madeline say they all hope to visit Lisette very soon. It looks like a happy ending for Donna, Regina, and Glenn. Glenn and his twin sisters speak to Regina and Donna often. Regina and Donna told us that they're grateful to The Sally Show for helping them find their lost twin siblings. They all say that they'll be close for the rest of their lives. We wish them all the best.
Hi, everybody. I'm Walter Perez.
I'm Teresa Marchetta. Next on Eyewitness News Midday, investigators search for more hidden bombs after the shooting rampage in Colorado. We have the latest on the investigation.
Also, you'll hear from a student who says he was part of the Trenchcoat Mafia.
And I'm Peter Dench live.